Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the most effective intermittent fasting methods for weight loss. Intermittent fasting, has become a popular approach for weight loss in recent years. The concept is simple. Instead of counting calories or restricting certain foods, you limit the hours during which you eat. This can result in weight loss because it creates a calorie deficit, and it may also have other health benefits, such as improved insulin sensitivity and reduced inflammation. However, there are different ways to do intermittent fasting, and not all of them are equally effective for weight loss. In this video, we will discuss the most effective methods for using intermittent fasting to lose weight, including what to eat, when to eat, and how to make it work for you. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is a term used to describe a pattern of eating that involves cycles of fasting and eating. There are several different methods of intermittent fasting, but they all involve some variation of eating and fasting periods. The most common types of intermittent fasting include time-restricted feeding, TRF. This involves limiting your eating to a certain window of time each day, typically 8 to 12 hours. Alternate day fasting, ADF. This involves alternating days of eating normally with days of fasting or severely restricting calories. 5-2 diet. This involves eating normally for 5 days of the week and restricting calories to 500 to 600 for 2 non-consecutive days. Regardless of the method you choose, the goal of intermittent fasting is to create a calorie deficit by reducing the amount of time during which you consume calories. How does intermittent fasting work for weight loss? Intermittent fasting works for weight loss by creating a calorie deficit. When you limit the hours during which you eat, you naturally consume fewer calories overall. This is because you have less time to eat, so you tend to eat less. Additionally, some studies suggest that intermittent fasting may increase metabolism, which can also help with weight loss. Fasting has been shown to increase levels of certain hormones that stimulate fat burning, such as human growth hormone, HGH, and norepinephrine. Intermittent fasting may also improve insulin sensitivity, which can help your body use glucose more efficiently and reduce the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. This can also aid in weight loss, as insulin resistance is often associated with weight gain. The most effective intermittent fasting methods for weight loss. While there are many different methods of intermittent fasting, not all of them are equally effective for weight loss. In this section, we will discuss the most effective methods for using intermittent fasting to lose weight. Time-restricted feeding, TRF. Time-restricted feeding, TRF, is the most popular form of intermittent fasting for weight loss. This involves limiting your eating to a certain window of time each day, typically 8 to 12 hours. For example, you might choose to eat only between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., and fast for the remaining 16 hours. TRF is effective for weight loss because it creates a calorie deficit by reducing the amount of time during which you consume calories. Additionally, TRF is relatively easy to stick to because it doesn't require severely restricting calories or eliminating any particular foods. When practicing TRF, it's important to focus on eating nutrient-dense, whole foods during your eating window. This will help ensure that you are getting all of the essential nutrients your body needs, even though you are eating fewer calories overall. Alternate day fasting, ADF. Alternate day fasting, ADF, involves alternating days of eating normally with days of fasting or severely restricting calories. For example, you might choose to eat normally on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and fast or restrict calories on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. ADF can be effective for weight loss because it creates a significant calorie deficit over time. However, ADF can be more challenging to stick to than TRF, as it requires more severe calorie restriction on fasting days. It's important to ensure that you are still getting enough nutrients on both eating and fasting days when practicing ADF. 5-2 diet. The 5-2 diet involves eating normally for 5 days of the week and restricting calories to 500 to 600 for 2 non-consecutive days. This can be an effective method for weight loss, as it creates a calorie deficit while still allowing for some flexibility in food choices. However, like ADF, the 5-2 diet can be challenging to stick to because of the severe calorie restriction on fasting days. It's important to ensure that you are still getting enough nutrients on both eating and fasting days when practicing the 5-2 diet. Which intermittent fasting method is best for you? The most effective intermittent fasting method for weight loss will depend on your individual preferences and lifestyle. TRF may be the best option for those who prefer a less restrictive approach and are able to stick to a consistent eating window each day. ADF and the 5-2 diet may be better options for those who are able to tolerate more severe calorie restriction on fasting days. Ultimately, the most important factor in choosing an intermittent fasting method is finding one that you can stick to over the long term. Consistency is key when it comes to weight loss, so it's important to choose an approach that works for you and that you can maintain over time. Tips for successful intermittent fasting for weight loss. Regardless of the method you choose, there are several tips that can help you be successful with intermittent fasting for weight loss. Focus on whole foods. When practicing intermittent fasting, it's important to focus on eating nutrient-dense, whole foods during your eating window. This will help ensure that you are getting all of the essential nutrients your body needs, even though you are eating fewer calories overall. Stay hydrated. It's important to stay hydrated when practicing intermittent fasting. Drinking plenty of water can help you feel full and prevent dehydration. You may also want to consider drinking herbal tea or black coffee, as these beverages are low in calories and can help suppress appetite. Be mindful of your eating window. When practicing intermittent fasting, it's important to be mindful of your eating window. It can be tempting to eat more than usual during this time, but doing so can offset the calorie deficit created by fasting. To avoid overeating, try planning your meals in advance and focusing on nutrient-dense, whole foods. Listen to your body. Intermittent fasting can be challenging at first, and it's important to listen to your body and adjust your approach as needed. If you're feeling overly hungry or fatigued, consider adjusting your eating window or calorie intake. It's also important to seek medical advice before starting an intermittent fasting program, especially if you have any underlying health conditions. Conclusion. Intermittent fasting can be an effective approach to weight loss when done correctly. By limiting the hours during which you eat, you create a calorie deficit that can lead to weight loss. However, it's important to choose an intermittent fasting method that works for you and that you can stick to over the long term. By focusing on whole foods, staying hydrated, being mindful of your eating window, and listening to your body, you can make intermittent fasting work for you and achieve your weight loss goals. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thanks for watching.